Nigeria's flagship marketing intelligence event called Top Trends comes back this year with a powerful agenda, bringing together CEOs, CMOs, business leaders, entrepreneurs, and marketing professionals across industries to really decode the consumer, media, and market forces that are redefining business in the country. Now, positioned as the nation's premier annual forum for marketing insights, Top Trends promises a dynamic mix of data-driven analysis, expert commentary, and forward-looking conversations. The organizers say that this event is designed to equip brands with the tools to anticipate shifts, to make smarter decisions, and accelerate growth in Nigeria's fast-evolving marketplace. With decision makers and innovators under one roof, this event is set to be more than a conference. It's a roadmap for staying ahead in the competitive business landscape. So for more insight into what to expect at this year's event, two gentlemen, the Managing Director of Media Reach, OMD, Stephen Onaivi, and Faculty Director of Lagos Business School, Professor Uchenna Uzo, join us now. Good morning, gentlemen. Good to have you here.
Morning.
So I guess, Stephen, I'll start with you. Can you just give our viewers a broad sense of why this Top Trends event is so important to happen right now?
Thank you very much, and good morning, everyone. The reality about the world we live in, there's a lot of dynamics in the consumer change. We need to be prepared, well-equipped, to make sure that we plan ahead of the curve. As brand managers and brand custodians, it's proper to understand the shifts that is going to hit us in 2026 and prepare for it. So the event is actually a forward-looking event, a market intelligence event for you to understand the dynamics that will shape the marketing landscape in 2026. I think that's the core reason why we're doing this.
Well said. Now, Professor Uchenna, so this is our second time meeting, and I know that the last event must have been fantastic, but just tell us about those that are organizing this year's version and how it will be different from what was the case last year.
It's going to be a powerful event, I must say. So this is a big event in partnership with Media Reach OMD, Lagos Business School, the Nigerian Institute of Marketing of Nigeria, and Geopol. So we have 4 partners bringing in expertise in different areas. And it's going to be unique in many ways. One of the things I'm looking forward to is that this is going to be, I dare say, the event that will showcase some of the most surprising insights coming out of Nigeria, the consumer landscape of Nigeria, and business in general. But we're also launching what is called the Next Generation Marketing Challenge, because we believe that the future is with the young people. And so we want to celebrate the most innovative ideas coming from young people of Nigeria in the marketing industry. And then, of course, we will have what we call the Red Room, which was a very innovative thought leadership session that we introduced last year.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so how have the event organizers, or how have the event organizers thought about growing this to have it become what it is today? Why has it become so influential, do you think?
To be honest, it started very, and I must commend Lagos Business School for believing in the initiative. It started very small 5 years ago. It's gone very big as a point of reference to plan the year. So I think consistency and data-driven insight, that you go back at the end of the year to see that these are insights that were collated based on data and real fact information for you to be able to take business decisions, right? So the success around it is that over the years, it's been seen as credible. Obviously, based on the relationship and the partnership and collaboration that we've built, it's been seen as credible. And it's also been seen as an initiative that you could actually dovetail into making sure that your local relevance is actually at the core of this decision making. So if you've done 5 years, it tells you that it's gone bigger, it's gone bolder, and it's actually very exciting for us to see that the way we started it 5 years ago is not the way it is right now. Those extensions that you see, the Next Gen Marketing Challenge, the Red Room Initiative, are testimonies to the fact that it's gone bigger, and it's just the beginning of the curve, right? So this year is unique and different, but hopefully we can make it even far, far better to be in touch with the reality that we live in Nigeria.
All right. Now, Professor Uchenna, I was slightly offended when you said, you're going to have the segment that focuses on the next generation. Are you saying that this generation plays no role in your event?
I think you're part of the next generation.
Well, okay, that's fine. Now I'm okay. So but let's talk about any new elements that we might see. Since by the name top trends, right? It also lets us know that you're keeping up with anything that might be trending. So what should we look forward to that we might see that we've not seen in the last 5 editions?
You're going to hear one special and unique thing that we are going to emphasize through this event is how Nigeria is not one market, and how the regional dynamics in consumer market and even marketing behavior is going to transform how things get done. I think for me, that's one of the most exciting things we're going to see. And we're going to show data carefully curated for this purpose. And as Steve mentioned, one of the problems we find is that a lot of people in business don't have the patience to get the right kind of data to drive the decisions they want to see. And so our campaign to them is that data is king. But of course, not all data can help you. You have to have the patience to harness thoughtful, thought-provoking, insightful data that will help you have an impact in industry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. And then speaking of the industry, there's often a lot of jargon kind of associated with it. The theme of this year of the event this year is insight-driven decisions to disrupt the marketing industry. If you had to explain that in plain English to someone who isn't in marketing, how would you define that?
So if you want to be successful in business, the primary consideration is that you need to understand your consumer. And for you to understand your consumer, you need credible data. You need real information about your consumer and be able to target them real time. As opposed to the mass marketing or broad marketing approach that most of us are used to in the past, the reality about the consumer today, you need to be laser-driven to understand the consumer. For you to be able to make insight-driven decisions, you need data. You need to understand the culture. You need to understand technology. With all this at the core of our experiences, it's easier for you to innovate, and it's easier to drive change in trying to make the consumer do what you really want them to do as a brand custodian. I think those are the key elements that forms the core of the theme that you see in 2026.
Fantastic. Well said. Professor, now you invited us, but you didn't tell us how. How should we, when, where, how should we register along with others that might want to attend this event?
So the event is on the 29th of this month, starting, I think, at 10 a.m. And there's a registration link which is showing on the screen, and those interested can just register.
Okay. You still share it with us when this conversation ends, but no problem.
I think the good news about it is that Arise is our partner, and you've been collaborating with us over a period of time. And I'm sure it's not far cry for you to be part of the experience, but hopefully you can also express it in a way that the world will see that this year, 2026, is far, far better than what we've experienced in the past, and possibly becomes a springboard to making it better in 2027.
Okay.
And then just big picture, what would you say is the biggest shift in terms of marketing that Nigerian businesses should be thinking about or looking at? How should they think about marketing this year?
I think one of the biggest shift, Prof, I'm sure you agree with this, the era of broad marketing is gone. The era of mass marketing is gone. You need to specifically understand your consumer and go into real-time targeting in terms of personalized approach to engaging the consumer if you really want to achieve optimal business results. I think that's major shifts. The other shifts, we publish about 10 trends. I think when you come for the event, you see all the trends. Okay. But I think the insight around what we've gathered over a period of time, and thanks to the team that's worked on the project, the major shift that you need to take out is that forget mass marketing. Forget mass marketing. The approach to real-time consumer understanding is key to success in 2026.
Forget mass marketing. That sounds crucial. But you've portrayed putting together this event as, you know, like walking in the midst of perfect situations. We know the realities on ground in our country at the moment. What might you say was the biggest challenge that you faced in putting this together, and how did you get past it?
I think the major challenge, as OMD, we're very big on partnerships. We're very, very big on collaborations. I think the biggest hurdle at the beginning was really get to understand who the true partner should be. I think that's the major hurdle. When we cross through that, the second hurdle is trying to pull data together. Over time, we used to pull data from a global perspective. But in the last 2 years, we've been able to have localized data that delivers clear local business results, but also leveraging the global experiences that we have. I think those are the two challenges. But the truth about it is that the success of the event is predominantly driven by the partnership that we have with Lagos Business School, the partnership that we have with Geopo, and the partnership that we have with the National Institute of Marketing. I think that's beyond all the pressures. I think the partnership also makes a lot of impact in making sure that the pressure that you go through, you surmount everything to deliver the event.
Fantastic.
Very interesting. Such an important conversation on marketing for businesses, and all roads lead to the event. Thank you both.
Looking forward to seeing all of you at the event.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.